up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today is a video that I wanted to do for many summers now, but it just never happened. Today we are testing out waterproof drugstore makeup, but there is a twist. Recently I started a series on my channel called This or That, where I compare just any makeup from a certain category, from a certain brand, from a certain website, just comparing similar makeup that if you saw it in store and they had similar claims, like which one's best. So we're gonna be doing today's video in that style. And I'm really gonna be putting this stuff to the test. Like I'm gonna be jumping in the pool and going underwater and just frolicking and mermaiding around because that's what I do. Okay, we gotta get the main out of the way, so let's do that. Fun fact, I hate when girls in videos, like when they're pulling their hair back out of their face, they'll just do like this. That is literally flattened to your face. Like that is against your head. Like push it back. You can look slightly ugly for like 10 minutes. So starting out with waterproof eyeshadow. So I have the Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow and the Julep Cream to Powder Eyeshadow Stick. Julep Beauty used to be sold at Ulta, but now I think they're just sold like on their website and on Amazon. I could be wrong, but I found these on Amazon and they have sales all the time. Like I think usually they're like $16, but I got mine for like $14, and then like right before I purchased it, they were on sale for $12. So I missed that sale. Julep ones have tons of good reviews. Like there's tons of people on there saying that these are like 100% waterproof, and I got some just normal eyeshadow shades and then also a black to use as an eyeliner. So I got 3 different shades in the Revlon Color Stay Cream eyeshadows. I got 705 Creme Brulee, 730 Praline, and 715 Espresso. I've never put these on my eyes, but I have swatched these before, and it takes several washes and like really scrubbing at them to actually get them off, and like they set so fast. So in the Julep eyeshadow sticks, I have the shades Sand Shimmer, Champagne Shimmer, Caramel Matte, Ginger Matte, and Onyx Matte. I gotta say, I am very impressed with the shade selection of the Julep eyeshadow sticks. Like they have so many different shades to choose from. The Revlon Color Stay line does have some shimmers and mattes too, but I just feel like overall the variety isn't as wide as a Julep one. So I'm really hoping that these work out because I think these are so pretty. I'm trying to figure out which one from each line looks the closest so that I can match as best as I can. So I think I'm gonna do Revlon Espresso, and then also, what is this one? The Ginger Matte? Yeah, Ginger Matte. So I'll probably put those on first and then put like a shimmer on top. So I'll do like Praline from Revlon and then maybe Champagne Shimmer from Julep. So no eye primers laid down. We're just gonna do these by themselves. So let's start with Julep Ginger Matte. I'm just gonna put this all over my eye, kind of like up to my crease, and then blend it out with my finger. Okay, so it's smudging really well, almost too well to be a waterproof eyeshadow. It's a little sheer, like, I mean, you can definitely see the color on there, but it's a little more of like a wash of color. It's not as like full on opacity as what I thought it would be. I think what I'm gonna do is let that sit there for a few minutes and go back and try to build it up to see if I can get more coverage from it, like more intensity. So yeah, Ginger Matte so far. I'm gonna take a little bit of a blending brush and just kind of blend above that just to make sure it's soft. So yeah, that will be our base. And then on the other side, I'm gonna do Espresso from Revlon. And I find that with the Revlon ones, you really kind of need to dig down into the formula a little bit to get it to be more like pigmented and more creamy. So that's what I did when I initially got them. So let's go ahead and do Espresso on this side. Okay, so right out the gate, I can tell that this one is a little more coverage. Like it feels a little bit more firm. It's not as like oily and slippery. It's got a little more grip to it where it actually like sits down. I said this one was a matte, but it's actually more of like a satiny kind of shade. Like it's got a little bit of like a glistening kind of thing to it. Like whenever I look up close at it, it looks mostly matte, but it does have like a slight bit of sheen. All right, so there's Espresso and here's Ginger Matte. So they look a slight bit different on the eyes. Ginger Matte is more of like a neutral, almost leaning kind of warm, and then Espresso is more of a cool tone taupe. But there's what each one looks like. Yeah, as far as blendability and like gripping power, I feel like the Revlon one kind of wins out. Like it feels like it was setting, but it wasn't setting too fast as I was blending it. And this one, the Julep ones, it just felt a little bit too oily. So I'm kind of worried about the Julep ones, not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm gonna go back into Ginger Matte and try to build this up a little bit. Hopefully where it's set down a little bit, it'll build up and kind of stick better. I don't know if that's doing anything. Like towards my lash line, I'm getting kind of like a balding spot, and that could be the oil on my fingers. So maybe I need to wash my hands. I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands first. Alrighty then, going into a shimmer now. So I'm gonna go into Revlon's Praline on top of this. Just put it right in the center for now, just for a little pop. Okay, so there's Praline. So that combination is actually really pretty. Let's go into Champagne Shimmer, that more like warm, darkened shimmer. So I feel like that's gonna match Praline the best. So let's do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I feel like applying it directly from the stick is kind of causing balding. So let's try a different way. So I'm just gonna take some on my finger and just do it that way. This might work better with eye primer, but I didn't want to add too many products into the mix because I feel like whenever you're going swimming or, going to the beach or the lake or whatever, like you don't want to spend a lot of time if you do want to put on makeup. You want it to be a very simple look. It's looking very washed out, very slippery, kind of oily on this side, so... So moving on to eyeliner. So like I said, I'm going to do the black shade in the Julep eyeshadow stick called Onyx. And on the other side, I'm going to do the Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Eye Pencil in the shade Black Love. Let's go ahead and swatch it like right here. Oh, look at that smoothness, that creaminess. I actually saw a makeup artist on TikTok last night say that these Essence eye pencils are literally the best that he's tried. So let's do the Essence on this side. That is just so jet black. Oh my God. The fact that these are so creamy makes them blend out super, super well. Like you can smudge this and make it look really smoky. Let's do Onyx on this side. I will say this for eyeliner, it is a little chubby, so it is a little bit harder to do like a precise lash line kind of thing, but we're just gonna just sloppily put it on and then blend it out with a brush. Right out the gate, I can tell that this is definitely less like gripping. Like the eyeshadows, like this is definitely less gripping than the Essence one. Like it's already very slippery. I'm just gonna take some on the brush like this. I'm just gonna wipe it off from the stick itself. Hopefully that kind of helps it sit down better. Moving on to mascara. So I picked up one of my favorite mascaras in the waterproof form. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and yeah, I haven't tried the waterproof form. I usually don't wear waterproof mascaras. On the other side, I'm gonna do the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Waterproof Mascara. Now I do want to point out that my eyelid and just my eye makeup in general on the Julep side feels very sticky. It feels like I can actually feel it on my eyelid, which is weird, and I don't on the Revlon and Essence side. Okay, wow, that gives almost the same effect as the original Lash Princess, and that one gives like tons of volume and lift and stuff. So I don't normally expect this from waterproof mascaras because they're usually so dry. This is a very good building waterproof mascara, which very rare to see. So moving on to the Maybelline Lash Sensational on the other side. So it definitely is more dry than the Essence, but it's not so dry that you can't build up anything. It's definitely not as much as the original formula, but still a good amount of volume and thickness. So there's what each one looks like. So moving on to brow. So I have the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Ash Brown and the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in the shade Taupe. I'm gonna go ahead and do NYX on this side. So there's the NYX Brow Pen, which is a really, really good product, especially for a brow pen. All right, so there's the L'Oreal side. So I really like that shade Ash Brown, number one. That's perfect for me. But as far as the formula goes, it's a really nice formula. It's nice and creamy, but it's not too creamy. So yeah. L'Oreal and NYX. Oh my God. Are you serious? Okay, I just filmed that entire section without my mic on, so you probably couldn't hear me very well, and my eyes watering because my contacts, so ignore that. Alrighty, so for foundation, I have the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation and the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, which is one of my all-time favorite foundations ever, and I didn't realize it was waterproof until I was like going through my makeup collection and trying to pull stuff out. So we're gonna do the NYX on this side. Actually, let's show you what I have to cover up. Have a lot to cover up. We're also looking for some coverage. Also for my base, I don't have a primer on. All I have is my skincare. So I have a vitamin C serum, a caffeine eye gel, and my Bondi Sands SPF 50 facial sunscreen. So that's what's happening right now. Okay, so coverage is definitely a go with this, and it's a very, very matte foundation. So if you don't want any kind of shine, this is the one. I can still see some of my bumps underneath, but as far as coverage, like I would say it's full coverage. I hate that Catrice isn't an Ulta anymore because you can't find all the products on Amazon, but you can find the majority of the products on there, just not the new stuff. Here's what one layer looks like, and it blends out so beautifully. It's definitely more skin-like and lightweight than the NYX one. The NYX one's pretty heavy, not necessarily in how it feels. Like it actually feels pretty lightweight, but it's definitely more matte. But this one, the Catrice, is just, it's hard to beat. It's like a satin matte kind of finish. So if you have dry skin, you could still probably wear this, just not, you know, powder or anything. But juicy. So for concealer, I have the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer and the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. So let's do the L'Oreal on this side and Catrice on this side. There's what Cashmere and the L'Oreal foundation looks like. So it's pretty full coverage, and it's definitely like Tarte Shape Tape where it's more on the matte side. So moving on to the Catrice, I have the shade Warm Macadamia. There's what Warm Macadamia looks like. Definitely a little more coverage with the L'Oreal. So I'm just gonna build it up just a tad bit more. I usually put like 1.5 to 2 layers on, but it never looks cakey or anything. Like it sits really well under the eyes without looking like aging. Yeah, there's concealer. So for bronzer, I had a hard time finding ones that were waterproof. I'm just gonna use one today. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. This is brand new. I have a couple different shades, and I may use one on each side just to see which one I like better, and just to see if, you know, maybe a darker shade holds up better than the lighter one. I don't know. I have 250 light and 300 light medium. Let's do light medium on this side. And I'm just gonna keep it simple and just do bronzer, just because who needs like a full glam when you're going swimming? All right, so there's light medium. So it's a really nice color. It definitely is more on the warm side, but I mean, it blends on really well, nice and silky and stuff. I'm gonna switch brushes and do light on this side. Oh, light's better. Yeah, I like that better for my skin tone. Yeah, definitely more neutral. So there's light and light medium. So it's not even that light medium's more dark, which you would think it would be. It's just more of a warm tone. So yeah, I like this side way better. Well, I thought about putting on something for my lower lash line, but honestly, like if I have to wipe or anything, I want a little bit of flexibility and forgiveness. Like if I have to wipe my eye, it's not just like raccoon eyes right out the gate. So I'm just gonna call it quits there. Should I do a setting spray? I think I need to do a setting spray. I don't know if this one is waterproof, but this has become one of my favorite setting sprays ever. So this is a Revlon Color Stay Lock setting spray, and I'm telling you, this stuff locks it in place. All right, guys, I'm about to jump in the water, but I just want to show you a little like pre-water update. So I've had this on for about like 2.5 hours at this point. So I just want to kind of show you up close what it looks like. I know my camera, I'm using my phone right now, so my camera's not the best for like up close. I'm using the selfie cam, but my skin looks really, really good. I will say the L'Oreal concealer's creasing. Not that that matters when it comes to the waterproofness, but it is creasing. The Catrice one is not. But as far as the eyes go, let me just say that the Revlon side looks very like clean and very well put together. Like I spent more time than what I did, and this side looks kind of like muddy, kind of washed out, like I've had it on for like 20 hours or something. So it looks kind of, I don't know if you can see, it looks kind of muddy, and this one looks very like very prestigious. So yeah, here's what we're looking like. We're gonna jump in the water and test this stuff. All right, guys, here's a little post-swim update. So I was out there for about 15 or 20 minutes, and I really try to make it a point to go underwater and splash and, you know, really get my face wet. And I haven't wiped anything. I haven't touched up. I haven't, like, taken my finger and tried to, like, wipe off the smudges or anything. So this is what it looks like with no assistance. So as far as the foundations go, they both look kind of patchy and separated in some areas. The NYX one doesn't look bad, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Catrice one just looks more fresh, more flawless. It sits on my skin so much better, and I just feel like overall it has less patchy spots. And even the ones that it does have, like, it's not super bad. And as far as the bronzers go, I feel like they're not holding up super, super well. I don't know if it's just because I didn't apply a lot, but I can see a little, like a faint amount of bronzer on this side, and then I guess I can see it there too. So I would say it's about the same. Like, it's the same bronzer, so I mean, it's gonna wear the same probably. As far as the eyeshadows, I am super shocked by the Revlon cream eyeshadows. Like, these are holding up like nobody's business. Like, it still looks fresh. Like, it still looks like what it did when I got in. It's not really smearing or smudging or anything. Like, the intensity and the colors are still pretty high impact. So I am really impressed with the cream eyeshadows. This side looks very like smudgy, very smeared, just kind of washed out, just not very clean and crisp. Granted, it didn't really look that good. It didn't look all that before I got in the water, so I don't think that's a water issue. I think it's just a performance issue. Essence eyeliner is killing it right now. It's not smudging or smearing. It hasn't transferred to my upper eyelid. It's so jet black. This side, I can still see the eyeliner of the Julep eyeshadow stick. I can see it still, but like I said before, it wasn't looking great either. So I don't really think it's changed a whole lot, maybe a little bit. The mascaras are smudging. As you can see, like, my under eye area is looking pretty raccoonish, but I think I've got less raccoon. They're about the same. I feel like on the eyes, the Maybelline Lash Sensational looks better. The lashes themselves aren't looking that great on this side. Like, it's less smearing, I guess, and less flaking and stuff, but like the lashes are kind of like clumping together into one, and it just doesn't have that pretty effect that it had before, whereas the Maybelline side is holding up pretty well. As far as the eyebrows go, I feel like they're both kind of melting off. Like, I can see through my eyebrows on both sides. Like, it looks like I haven't filled them either one in. As far as the concealers, I feel like they both look kind of cakey and patchy and dry, but I feel like the Catrice one looks less cakey and patchy and dry than the L'Oreal one, but I do feel like the L'Oreal one has more coverage still left over. Like, I feel like this is more covered up. As far as the way it looks, the Catrice one wins out, but honestly, like, I would rather just put the foundations on and be done with it instead of doing concealer. Okay, so it's like 11:45 at night now. So yeah, here's what everything looks like after a pretty long swim day. Like, I swam for hours, and I'm a very big, like, underwater frolicker. Is everything 100% waterproof? No. I am thoroughly impressed with the Revlon Cream eyeshadows, and I had like very low expectations for this. There may be a tad bit less intensity and pigmentation, but like I can still see the colors, I can still see the shimmer. The julep side. The julep side. The entire center of my eyelid is completely bald, like Patch City. And also my eye on the julep side was feeling really heavy and just really sticky and tacky for the longest time. It doesn't feel that way now. For the longest time, it felt so uncomfortable and just like my eyes were wanting to stick together, and I hated that feeling so much, and I didn't get that with Revlon Cream eyeshadows. So yeah, in this category, the Revlon ones win by a long shot. Eyeliner. I am so freaking impressed with the Essence eyeliner. Where is she? Even now, after like 9 hours, going on 10 hours, it still looks so intense. Got that nice like smokiness still to it. I've got very minimal smearing in my outer corner right here, which usually it's a lot worse than this. But the Julep eyeshadow stick, the one that I used for eyeliner, the black shade, yeah, it's gone. So yeah, Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. This is the shiz. Mascaras. So I left a little flakage under my eyes. So I didn't have this earlier. I did wipe my under eyes earlier because I had filmed this, like the little update, and I didn't think I was going to be coming back and filming, but here we are. But yeah, there's some more flakage. I think I'm going to have to pick the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I just feel like the effect held up way better, and like my lashes didn't get clumpy and just like unified. Like they didn't just melt into one. Foundation. Okay, so here's the NYX side. And here is the Catrice side. So something I've noticed on the NYX side is that there are more little dry cakey patches. But overall, the Catrice one just looks more skin-like, more natural. Like it's just melted into my skin so beautifully, but I still have coverage. Like it's not faded off. Like everything I wanted to cover up is still covered. So that's what I'm looking for. This foundation is the winner. Like this is the GOAT of all foundations. Concealer. So as far as the waterproof ability, I feel like both of these are kind of sucky. I guess if I have to choose, I'm just gonna say the Catrice one is probably a better bet because it's less drying. The bronzer actually held up pretty well on both sides. I don't really feel like you could see this side, the light shade, as much as this side where this was more like orangey and warm. Even my husband pointed out that he could see the bronzer on this side more than this side, and that's just because this one is a more obvious tone, like against my skin tone. So, I mean, they actually are pretty good as far as the waterproof ability and just longevity. Eyebrows. Okay, I'm actually pretty disappointed in the eyebrow products. Like I said, I feel like eyebrow products are pretty easy to stay on, even in water. But I guess if I have to choose, it's going to be the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. And hopefully, like I said, this helps you kind of get some direction. But if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more like it where I compare stuff, then give it a big old thumbs up. And here's a couple more things for you to check out next. Just venture around, make yourself at home. Here's my entire product comparison playlist up top so you can really kind of dive in and, you know, see what's the best. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already, because why the heck not? It's a lot of fun here. And turn that notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.